So I wanted to make this video just in case you might need a little encouragement today. One of the most beautiful laws of nature and the universe is that difficulty always gives way and leaves room for restoration and beauty. A torrential storm will make a small plant fall over in defeat, leaves torn and wilted. And an inexperienced gardener might get discouraged when the rains come because it looks like his entire garden is being destroyed. All that work put into cultivating beautiful seedlings, carefully planted and nurtured with love, and seemingly gone. Sometimes, though, heavy rains and dark clouds can make it really difficult to see what's actually happening. Even if you're safe inside, a bad storm can make it hard to see. But if you get caught outside in a storm, it's pretty much impossible. And it isn't wise to just stand in the middle of a torrential thunderstorm. Walking through a gentle rain, yeah, that's not bad. Even getting wet if you get caught in a downpour can easily be laughed at, especially once you're dried off, right? But why would you just stand outside while the heavy rain is stinging your eyes and skin? Maybe the lightning has even hit pretty close several times. Maybe it's even struck you. Whoever said that lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place did not know what they were talking about. The thunder is so loud that you can't even hear yourself think. You're drenched, shivering, and you need to go inside. You need to take off the wet clothes, take a warm shower, get your body to stop shivering, and then dry off. Once you're dry and safe and cozy inside, and the rains pass, then you can address and see what needs to be fixed in the garden. You can see what weeds need to be pulled, what plants maybe aren't going to make it. Because it's true that bad rain, storms, can cause real damage to a garden. That's why it's so important to try and prepare ahead of time for the storms. It's always better to have prepared too much than not enough. And even when you prepare, man, sometimes hurricanes or tornadoes cause massive amounts of damage. It's true. But boy, it is amazing to see what happens when the rain stops. The clouds clear and the sun comes out. The tiny seedlings that were once laying flat, withered, beaten down, begin to rise up stronger than they were before, growing deeper roots, standing a little taller. I think one of the reasons I like gardening so very much is because of all of the rich life truths. Our Creator has given us the ability to learn how to be wonderful, thriving people. You can draw as many applicable analogies from this as you see fit. But I know you might be feeling broken right now. Maybe you have some leaves torn. Maybe you've got leaves that were completely ripped off by the storm. But you have a deep root system that is connected to other plants. I think humans are very much like mycelium in that way. We are connected to each other. We are tied emotionally and spiritually to one another. If all the plants are healthy, and the soil is fertile, and all the plants are each receiving proper nutrients from the soil, then the root system is going to be really deep, and the plants will be healthy and can even last a good while, like even through drought and other kind of disasters, right? But if the balance is off, things aren't good. It's not a death sentence for your plants or your veggies, but the first thing you got to do is figure out where the problem is. And it's not enough just to say there's a problem. Like, you got to find the source, and that is such a good thing. That's not a scary thing. Finding the source allows you to find the right solution. Maybe the soil is depleted of nutrients. Maybe there are weeds that are stealing the nutrients and the garden just needs to have the weeds pulled. Maybe there are plants next to each other that should not have been planted next to each other. Sometimes plants compete for nutrients, and one plant will ultimately steal the resources of the other plant and deplete it slowly, killing it slowly, and it will completely choke out the other plant's root system. The only options in this case are to either consistently and continually heavily amend the soil with the nutrients that it needs, but this is not a sustainable fix because you will eventually deplete your own resources as a gardener doing this. So you could remove the plant that is stealing the life source of the other plant, which for a gardener, this would be a necessary purge to save the plant and seedlings. And a gardener would just have to figure out like what is necessary in the garden. The only other option would be to carefully dig up the dying plant and seedlings and then transplant them into a safer, more conducive environment where they can grow and thrive and produce good fruit. The really great thing is plants are so, they can survive a lot. Tenacious. I mean, you've seen plants growing up through the sidewalk, right? In the cracks. Yeah, plants can, it's crazy. And there's just so much grace in the garden.